ELIAS arrived before sunrise. The sky was already awake, pale gold brushing against the edges of the birch trees. A hush of light stretched long across the fields of wildflowers. He stepped out of the car and took a deep breath. The air smelled of lake water, pine and memory. It had been 7 years since he'd been back. Back to the village where he spent every summer of his childhood, where the same gravel road curved down past the red cottages with white trim, where the forest whispered the same lullabies through spruce and moss. And today was midsummer. Not just any day. The day the light would not fade. He walked up the hill toward the old house. It hadn't changed. The garden still overflowed with lavender and chives. The flagpole stood ready, a crown of flowers already swinging in the morning wind. Inside, his mother was rolling out dough for cinnamon buns. "You're early," she said, smiling with her eyes. "I wanted to see the sun come up," he said. She didn't ask anything more. She just poured coffee and placed a warm bun on a plate. The kitchen filled with the quiet clinking of summer. By mid-morning, the village green was already buzzing. Children ran barefoot, collecting wildflowers for crowns. Teenagers arranged speakers and picnic blankets. Elders set out tables covered in embroidered cloth, jars of pickled herring, bowls of new potatoes, bundles of fresh dill. ELIAS helped raise the maypole. It took 20 people, laughing, slipping in the grass, adjusting ropes and garlands. When the pole stood tall, its green arms outstretched like a welcoming embrace, someone cheered. Then everyone did. The music started shortly after. Fiddles, accordions, flutes. The first dance was for the children. The frog song. Everyone joined in. Even ELIAS, even though he barely remembered the steps. It didn't matter. What mattered was the circle, the laughter, the way even strangers held hands like old friends. Afterward, they ate. Crisp bread and cheese. Herring in 5 flavors. Potatoes with butter and chives. Strawberries so red they looked painted. Cream thick enough to spoon. And snaps, of course. They sang drinking songs, some silly, some sad. ELIAS joined in only after the second glass. By the third, he was smiling at old neighbors like time had never passed. In the afternoon, people wandered. Some lay in the sun. Some swam in the lake. Some napped under trees. ELIAS went walking. He followed the old forest path to the lookout point. From there, the whole village spread below him, like a painted story. He sat on the smooth rock and closed his eyes. Birdsong, wind in the leaves, the far-off sound of children. It wasn't nostalgia. It was something gentler, a quiet returning. By evening, the sky was still light. A golden kind of endless. The long tables were lit with candles and laughter. A local band played songs that everyone somehow knew. There was dancing again, this time slower, closer. ELIAS danced with his cousin, his mother, and then with a woman he didn't know. They didn't talk. They didn't need to. When the clock struck midnight, the light was still here. They walked to the lake. Lit paper lanterns. Released them one by one, like hopes you no longer needed to hold on to. The lanterns drifted across the water. So did voices. So did ELIAS. Later, lying on the dock, watching the sky hold its pale glow, he felt not like he had come home, but that home had waited for him. He whispered, "Thank you for the light, for the song, for the place where I still belong." And in that soft, infinite dusk, the world didn't sleep. It simply kept breathing. Alive. Together. And filled with midsummer light.